In January of 1935, a man checked into the hotel president in Kansas City, Missouri. He gave his name as Roland T. Owen. He had no luggage, no companion, just a comb and a toothbrush. He requested room 1046, an interior room away from the street. No windows, no light, total isolation. When the bellboy escorted him upstairs, Roland kept his eyes low. He asked that the lights remain dim, the shades pulled tight, and that nobody disturb him. The maid who entered the room later that day would never forget what she saw. Roland was sitting silently in the dark, staring at the door, barely blinking. She swore. She wasn't alone in that room. There was a tension in the air, something invisible but undeniably present. The next day, she returned to clean the room. There was a note on the table. It said, "Don, I'll be back in 15 minutes. Wait." When she tried to make small talk, Roland cut her off. He told her not to touch the towels. He said he was waiting for someone. That night, the guests in nearby rooms began to complain. They heard loud voices, arguments, thuds, something heavy hitting the floor. And then the chilling phrase, "Turn off the lights, keep quiet." No one called the police. It was a hotel in the heart of the city. Strange things happened, but nothing could have prepared them for what came next. On the morning of January 4th, the hotel operator noticed room 1046's phone was off the hook. When a bellboy went up to check, he knocked on the door. A faint voice answered, "Come in, turn on the lights." But the door was locked from the inside. They opened it with a master key. What they saw was horrifying. Roland was lying naked on the floor. His skull had been fractured. His neck, wrists, and ankles were tied with cords. Blood stained the sheets, the walls, the carpet, but somehow he was still alive. When police asked who did this to him, he whispered, "Nobody." I fell. He died a few hours later. There were no signs of forced entry, no murder weapon, and every tag on his clothing had been carefully cut out. The name Roland T. Owen, fake. The press ran wild with the story of the man in room 1046. No family came forward, no friends, no leads. Then, a call came into a funeral home. A woman's voice, calm, cold. She said she wanted the man buried properly. She sent money, cash, no return address. Her reason? He cheated on me. Now he's paid. Weeks later, a woman in Alabama recognized him in the newspaper. "That's my son," she said. "His name is Artemis Ogletree. He left home a year ago to travel." But even that didn't end the nightmare. Letters began arriving at his mother's house. Typed letters. But Artemis didn't know how to type. They claimed he was fine. They said he'd found work in a traveling show. They said not to look for him, and then the letters stopped. To this day, the murder remains unsolved. The identity of Don remains a mystery. And the strange calls, the hidden guest in room 1046, unanswered. Hotel staff claimed they sometimes saw shadows in the hallway at night, heard phones ring in the room. That's been locked for decades. Guests reported seeing movement through the peephole, but when they looked, no one was there. The hotel president still stands. Room 1046 has been sealed, but the spirit of that nameless man may still be waiting for justice. This was the true story of the Devil's Guest, the haunting of room 1046. And remember, in hotels, not every guest checks